Well, Charles and I had been together for about 20 years. Charles ran a fishery business and I worked alongside him, it was our intention that we would eventually sell up and retire to France. And Charles was a very team-oriented type of person, and he loved sports and he was very fit. And he was on the local bicycle team for the London to Brighton bike ride. He did it every year, and this particular year was the year that he had an accident, and our life changed from that moment on, really. So from going to retirement in France in maybe 10 years or so, we were suddenly struck with this devastating brain injury that happened to Charles.
When Charles's wife Sue first came to see me, she hadn't fully appreciated that Charles may have a potential claim for damages. Up until that point, the focus had been very much upon the initial injury that Charles had sustained when he had fallen from a bike whilst he was undertaking a charity bike ride. However, because of the specialism that we have at Novum Law, I was able to review Charles's notes and was able to understand at a fairly early stage that it was likely that there had been mistakes in Charles's medical treatment, and it was those mistakes, rather than the original injury, that had resulted in the very profound brain injury that Charles subsequently sustained.
That's better. Are you going to wake up?
Before Charles's accident, he was a very active man. He was a very successful businessman. As a result of the injuries which he sustained, his life was profoundly altered. He now has significant disabilities and has to rely very heavily upon his wife and his support workers for the help and support that he receives. However, he's still an incredibly positive and determined man, as anyone who's met him would know. And his determination has been an inspiration to myself and those working with him throughout his case, as has been the position with his wife Sue, who has shown unstinting devotion to him ever since his accident occurred. The compensation which myself and my team have been able to secure for Charles will make a massive difference to his future. It means that he and his wife will be able to move to specially adapted accommodation. He will have the benefits of a hydrotherapy pool. He will have all of the therapeutic input which he needs. And most importantly, he will also be able to work with a support team who will support him in making sure that he lives the fullest possible life, notwithstanding the injuries that he has.
Now that Neil and his team are under Novum Law, I can highly recommend them, because they have been a godsend to us and to Charles, and they've all been upbeat, they've been positive, they've helped us when we've been at the depths of despair. They've kept us going, they've kept us cheerful, and there's been a lot of work involved with them, and they've all been so helpful. Neil especially, he's got a wicked sense of humour, and I'm a difficult lady, so I might get an email with a smiley face on it from Neil and no words, just a smiley face. So he understands, and the team is caring and compassionate, and they do understand what we're going through. And I think that's really important, that the team that you have understand what you're going through, because it is very difficult. It's heart-wrenching, but you need a team that can take you all the way. And Neil wouldn't have taken us if he didn't believe that we would win the case. So I'm very, very grateful to him and his team. They were brilliant.